came here around 18.
Right. I know that Phil Spector was a big influence in pop music and 60s music, but I understand that when you were sort of teenage bands, there was doo-wop or vocal music, whatever term you're going to use, that made a big difference.
I think that Nicky and Robert are talking about a time in music around here when there was two kinds of groups. There was groups that sang, and there were groups that played. There were no groups that sang and played. You know, it was a very, it was a very particular period of time. You were either all instrumental or you were a vocal group. And there was a moment when the beat groups came in, groups that sang and played, and the vocal groups and instrumental groups all crossed over. I played gigs with Nicky at the IB Club. Nicky was the king of Route 9, right there. If you had a move you wanted to make on a woman, you needed to make it while he was singing. You would wait all night, right? And then he would sing Gloria, right? And that was your moment, you know, and the dance floor was filled with people. So, but we played together in Burgerville on Route 9 and a variety of other times. But there was a moment when the doo-wop groups and the beat groups crossed over. And matter of fact, the Castiles, I remember opening for, I think, the Broadways in Seabright. So you also, there was a lot of mixing and matching at the time. And a lot of the early E Street Band members played at Pines Lounge in a band with Little Melvin and the Invaders. Clarence came out of Little Melvin's band, and Gary Talent did also. So it was just a moment in time when those two currents in music were still, you know, were intersected. And but also, if you were at my age, you grew up with doo-wop coming out of the radio, and if you listen to doo-wop on its surface, is lullaby music. You know, the Orioles, there was no softer sound, a beautiful blend than those get when they sang, and it was so, to a child, it was incredibly arresting to your ear, you know, and so it was just something that you sort of, and it was also probably the sexiest music ever made, you know. It was just, those voices were, if soul was sort of where people were rooted, doo-wop was the guys that came out of the gospel choir that